Hello, Scorpio singles. Elsie here to do your reading. Just Scorpio singles reading for the weekend. How are you? I hope you are well. I hope your weekend's going well. Hopefully you don't have to work. Hopefully you're doing things for yourself. Okay, so we're here with the Psychic Tarot. We're going to start with that. Let's get some energy here. Excuse me. For Scorpio singles, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter, Scorpio singles. Balance. Libra energy, justice, right? And we also have hope. All right. Hope is the star. Yeah. Balance is justice. I feel like you're going to get whatever you've been hoping for, Scorpio. Whatever it is you've been hoping for whatever reason you've been healing, I feel like you're going to get your justice. I feel like whatever you're preparing for is exactly what you're going to get. We've got material and spiritual prosperity on the bottom of the deck. That's the Six of Pentacles. So I feel like, whatever it is that you've been hoping for or healing for is something you're going to get justice in. I feel like it's going to bring you great balance. I feel like you're going to realize through the star energy, which is, by the way, Aquarius energy, and balance is Libra. I feel like you are going to come to some sort of a balance in your spiritual energy and how you heal and the things that you're hoping for. I feel like you have a wish fulfillment coming. That's what it feels like. So whatever you've been hoping for, I feel like that's the thing that's going to balance you. I think like you're going to get balance from it. Tell me more about Scorpio singles, please. What is going to be in balance? What is going to be healed here for Scorpio singles, please? Scorpio singles. All right. Heartache over what you no longer have. Okay, so we could be talking about something that happened in the past, something that you lost. Heartache over what you no longer have. I feel like you are finally healing if you've lost someone, or if you've lost, heartache can be because of someone who passes away. I hope that's not what we're talking about here, but I can't ignore that there is some sort of that heart's been pierced, right? So it could be heartbreaking. Whatever you are overcoming now is something that broke your heart in the past. What do we have here? Bottom of the deck, we have purse. Pay attention to your finances. Flute. Disappointment in a friend or a lover. Interesting. All right. Tell me about Scorpio singles, please. What's coming into balance? There's something being healed here. Heartache. So for some of you, it feels like you just got out of a thing, maybe in the near past. Something came to an end, something you had to... It could have been something legal. Absolutely, justice is here. Some of you could have let go of a Queen of Swords. We've got balance here twice. I feel like you wanted balance in the past, but I don't think it came to you. I feel like you ended up getting divorced. I feel like the Justice and the Queen of Swords here tells me that there was divorce. She is the divorcee. Justice could be something legal. You might be healing your heart after divorce or separation. I feel like you are about to come into balance, though. I don't feel like this. I feel like if you have been working on this healing here, that you will in fact heal. I think the only marks that will be left on you is the mental. I feel like the whatever you ended in the past here, I feel was mentally terrible for you, mentally abusive. Somebody who I feel like you had to end up being really super honest with somebody in your life and letting them know that you were disconnecting from them emotionally, that you had to cut them out. If you were ever going to be happy, you had to cut them out, I feel. And so there is some heartache in the past from having to cut someone out here. I also feel that you felt that you didn't deserve love, that it was just going to end and that was going to be it, that there wasn't going to be anything after that, that you would just end up being single. I don't think that that's the case here, though, because when the world comes and shows up here, it's like something's wrapping up, right? So I feel like it could have been the divorce we're talking about. So for those of you who are here and you are single, maybe you are divorcees. But we have the World card, which tells me that you learned a karmic lesson here. You learned that that you had to emotionally disconnect from whatever was going on in the past. You had to cut away if you were ever going to be happy. You had to close the door. Yeah. So the World card is about fixed signs. It's about closing the door and never going back, learning a karmic lesson. That was really hard. It was really hard to learn, but you could have been dealing with someone who was Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, or Leo. Doesn't have to be, of course. I think that you feel that you were closing the door on the happiness that you had built. But honestly, I think that if you wouldn't have ended it, they would have. I believe that divorce was on the books. This was a karmic connection, and it no matter how much you dragged it out, it was never going to be. It was never going to stay. I feel like there was no passion left in this connection, that you tried to hold on to the passion in this connection and it just didn't work. No, you need that. You need that in your life. You must have passion. I also feel like it could very well be that the reason that you closed the door on this connection here, Scorpio, in the past is because somebody had cheated on you. Possibly someone was seeing someone else, someone coming in and out of your life consequently because they were coming in and out of their life. I think that somebody here was, I feel like there was somebody in this connection, whether it be you or them, I don't know who, but somebody here it feels like they were stepping out, that they were having someone else come between you and them. I think that once you learned it, that must have been what broke your heart here. Heartache of what you no longer have. You no longer have the 9 cups, but understand, I don't know that you ever did. Maybe it was something that you thought that you had, but this other person, if you didn't cut them out, they were going to cut you out. It was a karmic connection. You were there to learn lessons. Heartache over what you no longer have. It's interesting because I feel like you have heartache over what you no longer have. But now I feel like there is an empress here. An empress that you're not telling anyone about, that it keeps you up at night thinking about this person. You closed a door with someone that you really loved, I feel. That you had to become the Queen of Swords. And even though you knew that they were your 9 of Cups, you just couldn't do it. You had to disconnect from this person and close the door, even though you were very attracted, very passionate about them. Could be dealing with a Taurus or a Libra. You still haven't said anything. You still want to invest here, but you're going to have to wait until the dust settles. And what I mean by that is I feel like there is a divorce going on here that's not yet done. I feel like once it's done, it'll be divine timing. It's divine timing that things move forward in a different connection here. But I don't think that this Empress is the person who you are closing your connection with. I think you did close a connection with an Empress because you wanted to try and make something else work. And this tells me that it ended up in divorce. So I feel that you end up cutting out the wrong person. That's what it feels like, Scorpio. You cut the wrong person out. You went back to a relationship that ended anyway. Consequently, you ended up divorced. But I feel like you went there anyway because you wanted to try and make it work and it didn't. So you still think about that 9 cups. I think you're thinking about the Empress that you left in the past here. But you understand, I think that the only reason that you cut out the Empress is that because you were in a marriage. That's what I feel like. And I feel like you every day are sad that you let this person go, because your marriage ended up ending anyway. And now you still want to invest in this Empress, but you have to wait until the cycle closes first before you do. You've grown. Your thinking has changed. I feel like you've grown spiritually, that you now realize that you do have intuition. I feel like you have a lot of knowledge, like you're an old soul, Scorpio. You have a lot of knowledge, and I feel like you still haven't stopped thinking about the Empress. And while you wait for the divorce to become final, for this World card to finally slam the door on this relationship that was making you sick, quite literally, it was making you ill. I feel like you cannot stop thinking about the Empress, because I feel like it was the Empress that, it wasn't necessarily the divorce that broke your heart. I feel it was that you pushed away this other person in order to try and make your marriage work, and it ended anyway, and now you don't have anything. You don't have the spouse, and you don't have the Empress. Tell me what the thoughts of Scorpio is, please. Yeah, Scorpio, you're here, right? So you're thinking. I believe you are the mature man. So you could either be the mature man, or maybe this is your mature man. But the card tells me that you could be dealing with a Taurus as well here. Or you could have Taurus in your chart. You're still thinking about the happiness that you could have with the Empress. Yeah, you never stopped thinking. You tried to disconnect from this person as best you could, but you just never stopped thinking about them. You always think about them as being in your family, maybe being a stepmother to your children or a stepfather to your children. That you think that this person, the Empress, I think, is the one you're thinking about, is the person who is the one you're thinking about. I think it feels like you've grown 1,000 years since the divorce. Like it feels like it put you through so much that you ended up realizing that there was a reason that you ended up going to the Two of Wands here, taking action and making a decision to move forward, right? The world's in your hands. You don't have to stay here. I don't have to stay here and be miserable. I can move forward. True enough. There is still love here. There is still happiness. There is still a family. But it's up to me. The world's in my hands. I have to take action. And you will. I feel like you will be bringing good news to somebody here, letting them know that you've been divorced, or that the divorce is final. And I think that you move forward here, and it's time for you to have some fun. You have to hold back right now. You're waiting. Three of Wands is here. You have to wait until the cycle ends before you can move forward here, but I think you're going to go for it. I think you are going to go for the person, not the person you were married to, but the person that you pushed away or closed the door on in order to be able to try and work on your marriage, which is a noble thing, by the way. It's absolutely noble, and you should have done that, so good for you. Always got to ride it off into the ditch. So I feel like this person that the Empress, I feel like she's the one that's balanced. She's the one that loves you. You're the one that she loves. And I say she because there's a feminine on the card, but I understand it could be masculine or feminine energy we're talking about. Two of Cups tells me that this person gives you balance, that you are still very attracted to them. You have to wait. We talked about the Three of Wands and it came up here. You have to wait before you can take flight here. You've already decided where you're going, but I think you have to wait before you can move forward here. I feel like you have regret or sadness for leaving this person in the past. I feel like this Five of Cups has their back to the whole situation here. I feel like you feel terrible about these 3 cups that were poured out. I feel like you're hoping that there is still love here. He's holding out the 2 cups here, he or she, right? And trying to fill them up. It almost looks like trying to fill them up in, I want to say, because I see a face in there, I want to say tears. filling them up with tears. I'm really sorry that it didn't work out the way that we thought it would. And then we have the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is the one that's most grown, right? The one that's most responsible. So I feel like, Scorpio, that that you have regret that you haven't moved forward to this person, because you do have love for them. You do want to provide for them. You want to be their provider. You want to make sure they're okay. It feels like you want to be their protector. Yeah, it feels like you want to be the protector here, but you're not going back to the marriage. You're standing your ground with the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse, and you're looking at a new partnership here. The Page of Cups tells me that it's unrequited love, and you're off to find your 10 Cups. Yeah, unrequited love in the situation in your marriage. So either you fell out of love or they did, but I think you're bored with the waiting, honestly. I feel like you're going to go see the Empress. That's what I feel. You're going to track down the Empress. And as soon as this cycle is over here, I feel like as soon as the cycle's over, I feel like you're going to invest in this Empress here. But you're not telling anybody. And we've got 4 and 1 is 5 here. 5 Pentacles means you're not talking to the Empress. There's no communication between you right now until you wait until this cycle is over. I do believe the World card is here for a reason, and so is the Ten of Swords. You need to wait till everything is done before you move forward, Scorpio. And the universe is telling you that, but I think you already made that decision. It's time for some adventure. Adventure, fun, light, frolic, right? It's time for it's time to receive or allow or manifest good times, because they're coming. You are going to find your 10 of Cups, Scorpio. You are. Yeah. As soon as you end that chapter, I believe you are going to find your person. I'm going to go for now. Thanks for coming in here and watching, Scorpio. I do appreciate you. I'm out for now. Love you guys. See you next week. Bye-bye.